There are 3 unforgivable curses in Harry Potter: Avada Kedavra, the Killing Curse; Crucio, the Cruciatus Curse, also known as the Torture Curse; and Imperio, or the Imperious Curse, which allows one to place their victim under the caster's control. These spells were created around the Middle Ages in the Wizarding world, and have been around ever since. It wasn't until the year 1717 that they were made illegal and dubbed the Unforgivable Curses. Throughout all of canon in Harry Potter, that being the 7 books, the Fantastic Beasts films, The Cursed Child, unfortunately, and Hogwarts Legacy, I'm going to go over every single time these 3 curses were used in canon. Just to be clear, the 8 movies and any other video game besides Hogwarts Legacy will not be counted, because none of those are considered to be part of the official canon to the Wizarding world. If you like this video, hit that like button. It will greatly help the channel with the algorithm. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and you can also follow me on all of my other social medias, all of which are linked down below, and all of which house similar content that I make here on this channel. Now that I've said that, let's get the video started. The first known use of these spells was probably not long after they were created, as we head to the 15th century. Here, San Bakar, one of the Hogwarts keepers, realized that Isidora Morganach was too powerful for him and the 3 other keepers to take down. So, he used the Killing Curse on Isidora, killing her instantly. Going to the 1880s, the next usage of the Unforgivable Curses was the Torture Curse, and it was used by Ominous Gaunt's family, his father, his mother, and his older siblings. They cast the Cruciatus Curse on innocent muggles, partially to practice, but also partially because they thought it was fun. Ominous himself refused to do this, and the Gaunt family punished him for his weakness by using the Cruciatus Curse on him. Feeling the effects of that curse, Ominous didn't want another round of it, so he ended up using the Cruciatus Curse to torture a muggle after all. Moving to 1890, Theophilus Harlow shot and attempted to hit Natsai Onai, the Hippogriff Highwing, and the gamer playing the game with the Killing Curse, but he missed. The next known use of the 3 curses was the Torture Curse while in Slytherin Scriptorium, and gamers had the choice to either have it be used on themselves or use it on Sebastian, and it was the only way to get out of the Scriptorium. Going to 1891, Victor Rookwood tried to use the Killing Curse on the goblin Ranrock, but he missed. Rookwood also attempted to use it on us, the gamer, but he missed there as well. Next we have Sebastian using the Imperious Curse on a goblin who was about to kill his sister Anne. While having the goblin under the Imperious Curse, he told it to commit suicide by stabbing himself, and he did just that. Next we have Theophilus Harlow using the Torture Curse on Natsai Onai. It was meant to be used on you, the gamer, but Natty jumped in front of us. After that, we have Sebastian using the Killing Curse on his uncle Salomon Sallow. He did this because his uncle destroyed a relic Sebastian desperately wanted to use for his sick sister, and his anger just took over and he cast Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra! Following that, we have Victor Rookwood using the Killing Curse on you, the gamer, and this ended up backfiring, instead hitting him and taking his own life. Next we're going to 1896 when Corvus Lestrange used the Imperious Curse on Lorena Kama, forcing her to leave her husband and son Yusuf Kama to instead marry Corvus and bear his child Leda Lestrange. After that, we go to 1899, where a young Gellert Grindelwald used the Torture Curse on Aberforth Dumbledore when Aberforth confronted Gellert and his older brother Albus. Aberforth said that they could not go through with their plans of taking over both the Wizarding and Muggle world. This angered Gellert, who cast the Cruciatus Curse on Aberforth until Albus stopped him. Going to September of 1927, we have Grindelwald's followers using the Killing Curse on a No-Maj mother and father, all because Grindelwald wanted to use their home as his base of operations. Going off of that, Grindelwald also had his most loyal follower named Caro use the Killing Curse on the No-Maj mother and father's toddler. Not long after that, we have Gunnar Grimson using the Killing Curse on Irma Dugard, again on Grindelwald's orders, all to ensure that Credence didn't get the information on his lost/unknown family. A short while later, the Killing Curse was used by Cassius Bell in order for the Ministry of Magic on a young witch who was a Grindelwald fanatic. Her death was masterfully used by Grindelwald to turn everyone on the Aurors in the Ministry that night. A few years later, we have Grindelwald using the Torture Curse on Jacob Kowalski, which he said was because Jacob attempted to kill him, but also because he was a muggle who tried to pollute their blood by marrying Queenie. Going to the summer of 1943, we have Voldemort using the Killing Curse on his muggle father Tom Riddle Sr., as well as his grandparents Thomas and Mary Riddle. This one stumped muggle police who couldn't find anything wrong with them except a terrified look on their face. Next, we have Voldemort using the killing curse on Hepzibah Smith to steal the Hufflepuff cup she inherited from her family, and he then turned it into a Horcrux. We also have Voldemort killing a Muggle tramp, which is another death he used to make a Horcrux. On top of that, Voldemort killed an Albanian peasant to make another one of his Horcruxes. Following that, we move ahead a few decades to the First Wizarding War. During that war, the Death Eater named Mulciber used the Imperius Curse at least 10 times, all to ensure that he and other Death Eaters were successful in their tasks that their leader Lord Voldemort assigned to them. Around that time, the war got so bad that Barty Crouch Sr. made it legal for Aurors to use the 3 Unforgivable curses on Death Eaters. This led to Mad-Eye Moody using the killing curse on Evan Rosier. This was the only time Moody used the Unforgivable curses though, vowing to only use it if absolutely needed, despite the fact that Crouch Sr. made it legal. Going to October 31st, 1981, we have Voldemort using the killing curse first on James Potter, then on Lily Potter, who refused to step aside from protecting her son. Then, Voldemort tried to use the killing curse on the infant Harry Potter. However, because Lily had jumped in front of him and protected Harry, this triggered the powerful magic known as love, and this essentially put a shield around Harry, making Voldemort's killing curse rebound and hit him instead. He would have died that night, but because he had split his soul into Horcruxes, he lived on, but in a horrible form. Going to November of 1981, we have the brothers Sebastian and Rodolphus Lestrange, as well as Rodolphus's wife Bellatrix Lestrange and Barty Crouch Jr., the son of Barty Crouch Sr., all of whom used the Cruciatus Curse on Aurors Frank and Alice Longbottom. They were trying to get more information on the whereabouts of Voldemort after he disappeared. The 4 of them tortured the Longbottoms so badly that they were tortured into madness, being in a permanent vegetative state. Afterwards, Frank and Alice didn't know who they were, who each other were, and most heartbreaking of all, who their son Neville was. The 4 culprits were all sentenced to life in Azkaban for this. Crouch Sr. kept it legal for Aurors to use the Unforgivable curses on Death Eaters while rounding them up, and this led to an Auror using the killing curse on a Death Eater named Wilkes. Speaking of Crouch Sr., after locking his own son up in Azkaban, his sick and dying wife convinced him to allow her to switch places with Barty Jr. in Azkaban, and he agreed. After freeing his son, Crouch Sr. put the Imperius Curse on Barty Jr. to keep him under control, and he continued to do this for well over a decade until Barty Jr. fought it and joined Voldemort. Moving to July of 1994, a weakened Voldemort used the Torture Curse on a Ministry employee named Bertha Jorkins. He did this to get through a memory charm that Barty Crouch Sr. had put on her, which he did because she saw Barty Jr. in the Crouch home. While torturing Bertha, Voldemort also got more useful information out of her, like the fact that the Triwizard Tournament was happening that year, and this allowed him to fulfill his plans to get Harry to the graveyard later that year. The result of all of this torturing left Bertha Jorkins damaged beyond repair, so Voldemort used the killing curse on her to take her life. Moving to August of 1994, Voldemort moved into his Muggle father's mansion where he had taken his and his grandparents' life, and when the Muggle caretaker Frank Bryce found him, Voldemort used the killing curse on him as well. A few days later, Barty Jr. used the Imperius Curse on Mad-Eye Moody, who put up quite the fight, even alerting his Muggle neighbors who called the cops, but Barty Jr. played it off as he transformed into Moody using Polyjuice Potion. Not long after that, Barty Crouch Jr. gave his father a taste of his own medicine and put Barty Sr. under the Imperius Curse. Later on, however, he fought it quite a bit, and then Wormtail had to put the Imperius Curse on him, and he fought that too, which made them keep Barty Sr. at his house, and he would only communicate through letters from then on. During a Defense Against the Dark Arts class, Barty Jr., disguised as Moody, used the Imperius Curse on a spider to demonstrate it to Harry's class. He then proceeded to use the Torture Curse on the spider, and finished the lesson off by demonstrating the Killing Curse. Later on in the school year, Barty Jr., again disguised as Moody, used the Imperius Curse on Harry's class as a lesson. When he did it on Neville Longbottom, he told Neville to do gymnastics. When he put it on Dean Thomas, Dean hopped around the room singing the national anthem. When Lavender was put under it, she imitated a squirrel. And when he put Harry under it, he told him to jump on a desk, but Harry was able to partially resist it. He did it to Harry 3 more times until Harry could fully resist it. The rest of the class included Ron, Hermione, Parvati, and Seamus, meaning they all went under the Imperius Curse as well. In May of 1995, Voldemort used the Torture Curse on Peter Pettigrew, or Wormtail, for allowing Barty Crouch Sr. to escape from the Crouch family home where he fought the Imperius Curse. Barty Jr. then used the Killing Curse on Barty Crouch Sr., and even more messed up, he transfigured his father into a bone and buried it in front of Hagrid's hut. In June of 1995, Barty Jr., again disguised as Mad Eye, used the Imperious Curse on Victor Crumb during the third task of the Triwizard Tournament. While under the Imperious Curse, he forced Crumb to go attack Cedric. And that leads me to the next use, this one being Crumb using the Cruciatus Curse on Cedric while in the maze, told to do so by Barty Crouch Jr. That same night, Voldemort lured Harry to the graveyard of Riddle Manor, but Cedric Diggory unexpectedly joined him. The Dark Lord ordered Wormtail to kill the Spare, and Wormtail did just that using the Killing Curse on Cedric. At the graveyard, the Death Eater named Avery begged for Voldemort's forgiveness when saying he didn't try to find him, and in response, Voldemort used the Torture Curse on Avery. Voldemort then proceeded to use the Imperious Curse on Harry, telling him to bow. He used the Imperious Curse on Harry again, telling him to answer his question, but Harry actually managed to resist the curse this time. Following that, Voldemort used the Torture Curse on Harry. And Voldemort got the Unforgivable Curse hat trick on Harry, casting the Killing Curse on him as well. But Harry's spell was able to stop it, mainly because their two wands shared the same core. On August 12th of 1995, the same day as Harry's trial, Lucius Malfoy visited the Ministry, and while there, he put Sturgis Podmore, a member of the Order of the Phoenix, under the Imperious Curse. Lucius had him under his control until the 31st of August, when he told Podmore to steal the prophecy from the Department of Mysteries, and Podmore was subsequently caught and sent to Azkaban. A little while later, Lucius Malfoy tried again, this time putting Broderick Bode, an unspeakable who worked in the Department of Mysteries, under the Imperious Curse as well. While under the Imperious Curse, he went to steal the prophecy, but he fought pretty hard because working there, he knew that if he picked it up, there were defensive spells that would be triggered, and that's exactly what happened, and his injury sent him to St. Mungo's Hospital in the spell damage ward. Moving to June 18th of 1996, the day Harry and his friends went to the Ministry, Bellatrix used the Torture Curse on Neville Longbottom, and as she did, she said she wanted to see how long he could last, comparing this to when she tortured his parents into madness all those years ago. During that same battle, it's possible that Bellatrix used the Avada Kedavra spell on Sirius Black, but the book never specified if that's the spell that hit him. He might have just died from falling through the veil. I thought I'd mention it though because she did say the incantation Avada Kedavra in the film. Right after she killed Sirius, Harry tried to use the Cruciatus Curse on Bellatrix, but it didn't fully work, it just knocked her down and gave her a tiny bit of pain. She told Harry that this was because he had to truly mean it when casting the spell, which Harry clearly didn't hear. Bellatrix fired the Cruciatus Curse back at Harry, saying that she'd show him how it's done, but she missed when Harry dodged it. Shortly after that, during Voldemort and Dumbledore's duel at the Ministry, Voldemort cast the Avada Kedavra curse, aiming it at Dumbledore, but Fawkes the Phoenix swooped down and swallowed the spell, which killed the bird. However, phoenixes never die, they just catch on fire and are reborn from their ashes, which is what happened here. Not long after that, the Muggle junior minister named Herbert Chorley was placed under a botched Imperious Curse by a Death Eater, which made the Ministry of Magic put the Muggle in the Wizarding Hospital St. Mungo's. In July of 1996, Bellatrix used the Killing Curse on a fox in Spinner's End while on the way to Snape's, and she did this because she thought it was a spy or an Auror. During the school year in Book 6, Draco Malfoy put the Imperious Curse on Madame Rosmerta, the landlady of the Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade, and he forced her to assist him in smuggling in a cursed necklace and poisoned mead. On top of that, he also had her alert him whenever Dumbledore left the school, as he had to do so through Hogsmeade because you cannot apparate on school grounds. The movie kinda botched that though, didn't they? While under the Imperious Curse, Draco also had Rosmerta use the Imperious Curse herself on Katie Bell, telling her to deliver the cursed necklace to Dumbledore. There was a mention of a 9-year-old boy in the newspaper during Book 6 who was put under the Imperious Curse and told to kill his grandparents, which means he also attempted the Killing Curse, but luckily he missed and failed. In May of 1997, Draco began to shoot the Cruciatus Curse at Harry during the bathroom fight, but Harry hit him with the Sectum Sempra spell before he had the chance to finish saying the incantation. On June 30th, 1997, during the Battle of the Astronomy Tower, Thorfinn Rao cast the Killing Curse, aiming it at Remus Lupin, but he missed, instead hitting fellow Death Eater Gibbon. Death Eater Amicus Caro shot the Torture Curse at Ginny a few times, but all of them missed, most likely due to the fact that Ginny had taken liquid luck that night. On that same night, Severus Snape used the Killing Curse on Albus Dumbledore, which was of course on Albus's orders. As Harry chased Snape, he began to shout Crucio, but Snape read Harry's mind using Occlumency and he took Harry down before he could get it out. Harry was also hit by a number of spells by Amicus Caro, Electo Caro, and Thorfinn Rao, which, based on how it affected him, knocking him to the ground, giving him intense pain, making him scream, and losing track of where he was most likely hit by the Cruciatus Curse. In the summer of 1997, there was a mass breakout at Azkaban, and Stan Shunpike, the former Nightbus employee who had been wrongfully imprisoned, escaped with the Death Eaters. While escaping with them though, one of the Death Eaters put him under the Imperius Curse, and he was forced to work alongside the Death Eaters. That same summer in 1997, Death Eater Corbin Yaxley put Pius Thickness, a higher up at the Ministry, under the Imperius Curse. When they eventually took over the Ministry, Voldemort made the Imperiode Thickness the new Minister of Magic, making him his puppet. Continuing with the summer of 1997, Voldemort had kidnapped Hogwarts professor Charity Burbage, and he killed her with the Killing Curse in front of all of his Death Eaters during the meeting. Not long after that, during the Battle of Seven Potters, Voldemort shot a Killing Curse at Mundungus Fletcher, who looked like Harry Potter thanks to Polyjuice Potion. But Mundungus disapparated, and the Killing Curse instead hit Moody, who was behind Mundungus. During that same battle, a Death Eater also shot a Killing Curse that hit Harry's owl Hedwig.
No! No!
This was a bit different in the book though, as there she was in her cage when hit by the curse, not flying on her own. Following the Battle of Seven Potters, Voldemort was furious that Lucius Malfoy's wand didn't work for him against Harry, instead breaking apart. This led to Voldemort using the Cruciatus Curse on the wand maker Garrick Ollivander, demanding to know why Harry's wand had this effect on the wand he was using, as Ollivander had told him it would work. After Harry, Ron, and Hermione escaped the wedding and Voldemort took over the Ministry, Death Eaters used the Torture Curse on Ted and Andromeda Tonks, trying to get more information on where Harry was, but they didn't speak. Rufus Scrimgeour, the Minister of Magic at the time of the Ministry's fall, was interrogated by Voldemort himself, where the Dark Lord used the Cruciatus Curse on the Minister. When Scrimgeour refused to tell him anything about Harry's whereabouts, Voldemort killed him with the Killing Curse. On September 1st, 1997, Voldemort killed a woman and her 2 children with the Killing Curse, all because they didn't know where he could find the wandmaker Gregorovitch. The next day, on September 2nd of 1997, Voldemort tracked the wandmaker Gregorovitch down, and he used the Avada Kedavra spell to kill him. Later that year, Voldemort had Draco Malfoy use the Torture Curse on both Thorfinn Rao as well as Antonin Dolohov for their failure of not capturing Harry at the diner. The Caro siblings, Amicus and Electo, abused their power as professors at Hogwarts, forcing students to use the Cruciatus Curse on each other. This included Crabbe and Goyle using it on Neville Longbottom, Seamus Finnegan, Michael Corner, and a few other DA members as well. The Caro siblings themselves also used the Torture Curse to punish a number of students who disobeyed them as punishment. After Xenophilius Lovegood alerted Death Eaters that Harry was at his house, the Death Eater named Selwyn didn't believe him and punished him by using the Torture Curse. In March of 1998, Bellatrix used the Cruciatus Curse on Hermione while at Malfoy Manor, demanding to know how Hermione had gotten into her vault to steal the sword of Gryffindor. The Malfoys, along with Bellatrix Lestrange, called Voldemort to Malfoy Manor where they had Harry Potter, but he escaped. This led to Voldemort using the Cruciatus Curse on the 4 of them as punishment. That same month, in March of 1998, Voldemort visited Gellert Grindelwald where he was locked up, and when Grindelwald refused to tell Voldemort where the Elder Wand was, the Dark Lord took his life with the Killing Curse. This was vastly changed in the movie, as Grindelwald actually told him where to find it, but as I said at the beginning of this video, this is based on the novels, not the films. On May 1st of 1998, Harry used the Imperius Curse on the goblin named Bogrod while breaking into Gringotts Bank. Harry had to put it on Bogrod a second time when they went through the Thief's Downfall, a waterfall that took away any and all enchantments, momentarily freeing Bogrod from his Imperius Curse. During the heist, Harry also put the Death Eater named Travers under the Imperius Curse as well, telling him to go and hide while they did their thing. Shortly after they escaped Gringotts, Voldemort was told that Hufflepuff's cup was stolen by Harry. In a fit of rage, he used the Killing Curse on several goblins and several goblin guards. In the movie, Griphook was among them, but that was never specified in the book. Right before the Battle of Hogwarts took place, Harry witnessed Amicus Caro spitting in McGonagall's face, which led to him using the Cruciatus Curse on Amicus. Right after that, McGonagall put Amicus under the Imperius Curse, telling him to stay in the Ravenclaw common room. During the Battle of Hogwarts, Antonin Dolohov used the Killing Curse on Remus Lupin. Bellatrix Lestrange also used the Killing Curse on her niece Nymphadora Tonks. In the Room of Requirement, Vincent Crabbe shot the Cruciatus Curse at Harry, but Harry dodged it. Crabbe also tried to use the Killing Curse on Ron and Hermione, but he missed both of them as well. Colin Creevey ended up sneaking away from the other underage students wanting to help in the battle, and he was killed with the Avada Kedavra curse, just like Lupin and Tonks. Voldemort used the Killing Curse on Harry while in the forest. But just like when Harry was a baby, it didn't work. Voldemort used the Cruciatus Curse on what he thought was Harry's corpse, but Harry was still alive when he did this, just playing dead. Bellatrix Lestrange tried to hit Ginny with the Killing Curse toward the end of the battle, which of course led to one of the most badass moments when Mrs. Weasley stepped up to protect her daughter.
Not my daughter, you bitch!
By the way, Molly did not kill Bellatrix using the Killing Curse, she used a different spell, so that's why she's not on this list. Voldemort used the Killing Curse on Harry again, this time with Harry defending himself, and once again, just like when Harry was a baby, his own Killing Curse bounced back, this time taking Voldemort's life permanently, as he had no more Horcruxes to keep him alive. Moving to the year 2020, we have Delphine, Voldemort and Bellatrix's daughter, using the Torture Curse on Draco Malfoy's son, Scorpius Malfoy. Not long after that, she also used the Killing Curse on an innocent Hogwarts student named Craig Boker. And the last use that we know in canon was Delphi attempting to use the Killing Curse on Harry's son, Albus Potter, but he was able to dodge it. And that is every single use of the Unforgivable curses in Harry Potter canon. Again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to help with the algorithm, and hit that subscribe button to see more fun videos like this one. That's all I have for you guys this week though, so I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Instagram to see more of my personal life, like my cute dog Loki, and some behind the scenes movie flame stuff. I also do similar content on TikTok and Twitter that I do here on this channel, so if you like what I do here, check them out. All the handles are right below me, and links are in the description. Over here are my wonderful patrons. If you want to be featured on the next video, plus get a few other perks, become a patron today. As always, if you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe, and look out for more great movie flame videos on the way.